Hello! Yes, it's me, Dan's Monsters. Welcome to the Monster Bomb Club. We're going to draw today, we're going to draw a Krynoid. I've already done the watercolours, as you can see, and I'm going to ink it in using my Krynoid brush pen. So what's a Krynoid? Well, any of you Doctor Who fans will know it is an alien vegetable monster from the Tom Baker season 13, 1976, Fourth Doctor, always my favourite. Absolutely cracking, and a terrifying beast. Turns into this massive big thing that crushes a house and all sorts of other stuff. And it's got unit in, back in the good old days. So, that is a thimble, a rubber thimble that I'm using. Jesse Lonergan. If you look for him on what's it called? Instagram. That's it. Couldn't remember the name of it then. If you look for him on there, you'll find out I stole that idea off him. It's a brilliant thing for texture. Just cover the thing in ink and then just go around stuff. So I'd already done this in watercolour, as you can see. It was a bit of a practice, and this is one of my most terrifying monsters from Doctor Who that I always remember. It absolutely scared the bejesus out of me. So and I'm just using the brush pen to give it some big thicker black lines. I do like, and then obviously using the thimble to add a lot more texture to it as well. I don't think it turned out quite as... That's my son walking in behind me there, annoying me no doubt. Bless him. I don't quite know what I was going for with this. It was just an experiment, really. I like doing the watercolour. I'm not convinced that the black made it pop out good enough, and I need to practice with the watercolour much more. Maybe even some inks. And maybe I should have used the Pilot Parallel pen, but like I say, it was just an experiment. You've got to keep making stuff, haven't you? You've got to keep experimenting. If you don't experiment, what's the point? Whoa, what's this I've dropped in the middle of all that drawing? It's the Dan's Monsters Library of Doom reviews, which if you go to libraryofdoom.medium.com, you can see all the books that I'm reviewing from the horror collection that I have, and other stuff as well. This is The Nest by Gregory A. Douglas. Two versions of it. The Paperbacks from Hell, Grady Hendrix Valancourt reprint, which is using the original artwork. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliantly done. And you will notice, look, nice font. You can read all that. That's fine. And then we've got the New English Library version, which, what year is this from? I can't remember. Shall we have a look? Let's have a look inside. Oh, it doesn't want to tell me. Oh, apparently. Oh, there you go. This is from 1982. And it's twice as thick. Why is it twice as thick? I'll tell you why. Because the font is twice as big. It's massive. It's not that big a book. I think they tried to make a Stephen King of it. This was made into a Roger Corman movie in 1987, which I have seen. The author is Eli Cantor, it's his pseudonym, and he wrote two other horror books called Unholy Smile and The Right. The Valancourt one is 292 pages, and the Nell version is a 448, almost double. Like I say, I think they wanted to do a sort of a Stephen King, which is very popular, and his books were massive. So there you go. So anyway, what we have here is a B horror classic, entertaining, fantastic, animal attack novel at its best. Jaws meets mutant cockroaches on the rampage. What more can you ask for? As the tagline goes, it was an ordinary garbage dump on the peaceful Cape Cod. No one ever imagined the conditions were perfect for multiple breeding, and that it was warm, fetid, moist, and with food so plentiful that everything crawling, creeping, and slithering could gorge to its satiation, I think that is. Then change in poison control was made, and the huge mutants began to leave their nest in search of human flesh. So thanks to some chemicals that are leaked into the dump, cockroaches grow big, become intelligent, and start to feed on the Cape Cod residents and the pets. The dog gets eaten, just so you know. So it all kicks off with our main protagonist Elizabeth is visiting her grandfather's place with a friend over the summer, and all those tropes are played out. The mystery of what is terrifying the rats and the landfill, the attack on a family dog. Luckily, the expert from Harvard is called in, and a team trying to figure out what's going on. It's just brilliant. It's absolute trash in the best kind of way. It's filled with like eye gouging, face ripping, flesh chomping, gory, disgusting delights. People getting eyeballs punctured, tongues punctured, the whole mandible chewing nightmare bug things, which we all don't like. A bit like the end of Creep Show, if you remember the last story with the cockroaches. It's absolutely great. It's a bit boring in parts. It's a bit too like, oh, we are the scientists who are going to save the world by doing... No, we just want to get to the gore-filled descriptions of blood-splattered, flesh-burrowing, sometimes flying killer roaches. Great. Good sense of claustrophobia as the cockroaches go into people's mouths and up the nose, into their eyes and up other places. Might not be one of the greatest authors, but he's done a brilliant job of doing this one. Absolutely bonkers, and the move's nuts as well. So I can highly recommend. That was really awful, but I'm going to throw it in the middle of this anyway. Hope you enjoy. It's what the YouTube wants. See you later. Anyway, so it took me, as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm just splatting the ink out on the masking tape and then dipping my finger in it to give it that texture. And then I started smudging it around, as you can see. Of course you can see, it's a video. What else are you going to do? Any road. So yes, so I just kept piling it in to see what I could do. I've actually ended up making it a lot darker, which I probably could have done with a watercolour. But again, like I say, it's an experiment. That's just what you do, isn't it? Where's my pen now? Oh, I need a brew. Hang on a second. I didn't have one when I was making this, so I'll have one now. Very good. It's got very cold here in the UK. I'm freezing. Dog's underneath me. He's not very happy either. But so yeah, Doctor Who. I mean, I don't really watch the new Doctor Who. I wasn't even a big fan of David Tennant, but Tom Baker, John Pertwee, and then Tom Baker was my Doctor Who. Absolutely loved him. And the Hands of Doom, is it the Hand of Doom? Is another good one. But the Seeds of Doom one is absolutely terrifying. And I think even with the ropey special effects, as they will class them today, I think it still stands up as to one of the best ones. The Krynoid things are absolutely just like something out of The Thing, or like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Just brilliant. Just brilliant. Honestly, I'd heartily recommend you check it out. I've just got a bit of a thinner pen there to try and add a few more finer details and sort of scraggly lines to make it look like there's sort of little twisted tendrils coming out of it. Because, you know, if you ever see the photo, which I have already shown you, then you'll know that it is full of all sorts of little weird bits. God knows how they made it. I should really look into it. It's a spectacular way of doing it. And then I've got a bit more of a oh, look at me splattering. What a surprise. Always splattering, eh? Good grief. And giving it a bit of a wash about there just to get it all splattered up good and proper. That's about it, really. Hope you enjoyed this. I should do more of these, shouldn't I? And I know YouTube want to make them longer, but I don't think I can talk for that long. Anyway, we'll just have to say. Yeah, it's great. I'm doing it right. What's it all about? Anyway, here we go. So, hope you liked it, guys. If you want to see more, please hit me up on Instagram at Dance Monsters, and you can also support me if you go to Ko-Fi. I was doing Patreon, but I can't bother with that anymore. Go to Ko-Fi/Dance Monsters, and you can just buy us a cup of coffee for £2. Thank you. Bye.